Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas everybody. It's the 25th of December, which means it's Christmas Day again. And I'm making this video to be talking about my Christmas presents, as well as that, should I'm into the festive season by wearing my Christmas hat. So, there you go, my traditional Coca-Cola Christmas hat. And also the presents which I'm just gonna show you and give my quick thoughts on it, do some unboxing stuff. Well, as little unboxing as possible, and didn't just give a couple of quick thoughts of what I thought of 2022, and give my thoughts on the future for 2023. So, without further ado, let's get to the bed and let's get to the good stuff. Alright, so here we are at the bed where I laid out my presents that I've gotten for Christmas. I've gotten myself 2 games for the PS4, 1 new control pad, and two points cards that I needed. And of course we'll start talking about these briefly. These point cards, yep. One for the PlayStation and one for the Nintendo eShop. I don't use a Nintendo Switch because I don't own one. Instead I use my old my Nintendo 2DS XL. And because the Nintendo is closing down the eShop for the Nintendo 3DS and also the Wii U, I figured now is as good a time as ever to get point cards as possible to buy all the digital games, because once that eShop closes down, all the physical copies of the 3DS games are going to shoot up ridiculously in price. And here's a points card for the PlayStation. Yeah, just for purchases of some games that I like, and also some DLC content. So yeah, can't go wrong. So I figured, alright, so here we go. So that's that one. So, and now here are the 2 PlayStation 4 games here. And I'm still pretty much grabbing a whole bunch of, you know, these PlayStation 4 titles. Then again, I'm expanding upon my trophy collection to compete with my friends. I know I haven't been working on any forms of new platinum trophies lately, but then again, there was all that multiplayer games that are having their servers shut down, so I figured I'd get as much out of them. Trophy progress wise, done as much as possible before the servers get pulled down for good, never to be reopened again. Alright, so I got 2 PlayStation 4 games, and these are move this to the side, and these are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, and lastly Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. So, there you go. Not bad. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. As usual, every single year I have to ask for a Call of Duty game because they're pretty much just an easy target for me to get a Christmas present out. Done pretty much early. And yeah, this was a good way to get a Christmas present done. And this is a reboot to the sequel to the reboot, the 2019 reboot, where it follows after the events of Modern Warfare 1 2019. Yep, and it follows the familiar characters that we all know and love: Sog McTavish, Captain John Price, Ghost and so on. And it's a very and the Modern Warfare storyline has always been one of the big hyped things in the Call of Duty series, so it's a big deal. And when I saw the reveal about the story gameplay of this iteration, yeah, I figured they know exactly what they're trying to take now with the story, combining all the familiar things we liked about the old Modern Warfare games and mixing them all together. It's really well done. But I have overheard some conflicting things about this. Like, originally when I overheard announcements for this game, they were going to put SMS, mobile phone protection garbage, where like you need a mobile phone subscriptions or whatever in order to play the game online. But it turns out that restriction is only for the PC version. Console players do not need to worry about that. And this is because like they're trying to prevent as many banned players and cheaters from trying to regain access to games, even though they've been banned for violating their use and gameplay. Because and this is one of the reasons why I don't play Overwatch 2. They put an SMS mobile phone protection, to try and stop players who have been banned from Overwatch 1 for breaking the rules during gameplay and for cheating. And so they put it like a system for that to try and stop people those who have been banned, and to the expense of that, it's causing outrage within the players, especially when they've got subscription that's already prepaid and it doesn't work for them. And yeah, they're trying to resolve all of this and such. That's not really a great system. But thankfully in Modern Warfare 2 2022, console players do not need to worry about that. It's only PC players that need to worry about, because majority of cheaters nowadays are just PC players. stupid packaging. So it's kind of one of the big things with Activision Blizzard that's going on that's bad right now. And the issues with Activision Blizzard. So it just seems that the issues involving Activision Blizzard right now. Alright, here we go, Jump Cat. I've gotten thing here. Such an asshole these things are. Alright, so here it is, the box of Modern Warfare 2 2022, the cross-gen edition, where it actually does contain a voucher code for the PlayStation 5 version upgrade, but it's a one-time use only. And here's the disc. And I have been told also the game isn't even on the disc for whatever reason. It's just almost like a code or something, like a voucher code just put onto a disc, which will eventually give you the 180 gigabyte download patch. It's a bit ridiculous. And here's the the thing for Warzone, the Call of Duty shop. And yeah, there is the upgrade, the code upgrade for the PlayStation 5 version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, and it's a one-time use. Alright, I didn't want to show it just in case, you know, for safety. Alright, next one. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Another Final Fantasy game. I've really been taking a break this year from all the Final Fantasy crap that's been coming out. I mean, I've been watching all kinds of new stuff about each new Final Fantasy game, and it is just as, you know, poor, terrible, or bad, or super underwhelming. And yeah, this one is kind of an odd deal because it's a Soulsborne franchise inspired kind of game, where if you've played Dark Souls, you've played Bloodborne, you played the new Elden Ring, or any game from the From Software lineup, and you'll be kind of familiar that this game takes ideas, some inspiration from that game. But the games are super challenging and punishing as hell. But this time you got a party to micromanage. And such. So, but the one thing that really does turn me off from this is the story. Final Fantasy stories have never been good in the modern age. 15 is Final Fantasy 15 is one example. Final Fantasy 7 Remake is another example of, you know, bad Final Fantasy storytelling. They just can't make good stories now in the Final Fantasy franchise. They just don't seem to be trying. This is just another example. And it has some of the most corny dialogue I've ever heard. We're here to kill chaos. Like, it's just so lame. I can't say it very well because I've got a bit of a cough coming. But, oh well. See what I mean? But here I have got the game. I've got the PlayStation 4 version alongside the PlayStation 5 version upgrade. That's on disc, I assume. The Square Enix membership, whatever. Like, nobody cares. Like, anyone wants any more crap from them. After all the marketing bollocks they've been getting themselves into. It's terrible. Oh well, but here's the disc. It looks nice. At least I'll give them that. At least the interlace look. Well, at least I'll give him this. The interlace of it looks even nice. Doesn't look that bad as well. Yeah. Oh well. Alright. Okay, so that's it. So, that's Stranger of Paradise. I'll likely do this game at the start of the new year. You know, it's like my first RPG. Because I haven't done any Final Fantasy games in a long while. But I do think it was a nice break to have after some of them, after 1 year of playing some of them. Alright, here we go. Now we're on to the controller. I already did an unboxing video on the Chrome Kaiser. Controller. Very good controller. It was a very solid controller for the PlayStation hardware. I enjoyed playing on the PlayStation 4 with this device, and I eventually tried it on the PlayStation 3. It worked fine. And I eventually tried it on the PlayStation TV, and it worked. Like, this was the only, so far, the only third-party PlayStation 4 controller that would work with the PlayStation TV. You know, my PlayStation Vita system. And you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna tear it open like this. Because this one is going to go, because this box is going to go straight in, and I can't be asked to try and go for the scissors. Like, I couldn't be bothered. Yeah, this is the dumbest way to do an unboxing. But I already did a full proper unboxing video of this. This is basically what's happening is when you got one guy who's holding a camera and he's only got one hand. Right, instructions. Here it is, and it's all that. And here's the pad itself. And here's the USB, my new spare control, my spare Chromecast. Like I said, I really enjoyed this controller. It worked really well for games. It had limitations, especially playing PlayStation 4 games that did utilize the touchpad button. Like if you were playing a game like Killzone Shadowfall and you had to do something on the touch pad, yeah, this controller is not perfect. This controller is not going to cut it. Or Infamous Second Son, I think, also used it. The Infamous games on the PS4 also used it. Or Erica, that FMV game I played. Yeah, just anything like that. Anything that involves just using just anything that involves a lot of pressing on the touchpad. Yeah, it's not going to work. But it has light bar compatibility, which is surprising. And again, it's one of the reasons to get this to use on the PlayStation Vita. Just make sure the controller is set to PS3. Program code to either 1 or 2. Just gonna leave it there. And then this one I'll leave it here. A mode. Yeah, just leave it there. Yeah, just where you can play around with the switches to all your liking. Beautiful. Alright, so then that is all my presents I've gotten for Christmas. Points cards, 2 games, and new controller, a spare one, and more so one that's going to be used for my PlayStation TV, because I've been wanting to do some games on that PlayStation Vita or PlayStation Portable. And I had some ideas down, but then I got distracted by other free-to-play battle royale, multiplayer kinds of crap and such. Not that I don't mind, just that I've been finding I'm easily distracting myself. Now, recently I have been working on the top 10 best and worst Nintendo 3DS games list. I have just recently got them done, and they're up on my GameSpot channel. Like, they're both really good. They're both really good lists. I had to work on those as quickly as I possibly can, and I think I did a good job working on them. Eventually, sometime after Boxing Day, I will have to start organizing my hard drive space on my PlayStation 4. Or sometime during middle of Boxing Day and after, I will have to start just sorting out my hard drive space on my PlayStation 4, just so I can get an installation of this inside and test it and play it, and sort out my video recordings. Because it's been a while since I've been sorting out my video recordings for Splitgate, which, yes, football matches are still up. They're still on my hard drive, and I haven't been giving myself a chance to I haven't been giving myself a chance to move them onto my computer to put them all together and upload them. But regardless, I'll still keep working. So, and eventually, just a couple of days, I think a couple of days before the start of the new year, I'll eventually start working on the games of 2022. The best first, then the most disappointing, and then the worst games lists. So that's going to be my current plans for the rest of December now. Just trying to sort out my PlayStation 4's hard drive. Just clearing out my videos that I've just started working on. And then I'll eventually resume my top 10 related stuff after. Just to finish the year off. So what did I think of 2022? Not bad, but I kind of got lazy. Like, I then ended up resuming a trophy run on one of the Tales of games that I wanted to finish up, Tales of Berseria, only then for me to get dragged back into Splitgate. A game I jump cut, sorry about that. The video recorder reached up to the max of 30 minutes per recording. But either way, as I was saying, I started doing some decent reviews, and whatnot, but then I got dragged in to finishing up a platinum trophy run on Tales of Berseria, only to drag myself back into Splitgate. Even though I finished the trophy run on that. Yeah, I swear I really need to get Splitgate off my hard drive as soon as possible, so I can move on to other multiplayer games, because yeah, Splitgate's fun and all, but I need to move on to other games. And I loved making videos on that game, but the last videos you're going to be seeing is just me playing against the bots on just pretty much just all the other game modes available, all the game modes that's available in the custom game modes. I'm not going to do anything else aside from just the game modes that are available. It may take a while, but I'll get it done as soon as possible if I can. And then I got dragged myself into other multiplayer games that were shutting down, like Killzone Shadowfall and Killzone Mercenaries on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to join boosting groups just to get the trophies done as possible. And the trophy run for, and the online trophies for Mercenaries wasn't all that difficult. And I didn't have any issues with that. The online multiplayer trophies for Killzone Shadowfall wasn't too difficult, but I didn't give myself any time to buy a task to buy a points card so I can buy the DLC for Killzone Shadowfall, so I can work on the extra downloadable content trophies for it. So I ran out of time, but I can still get the platinum trophy on those two games, because I have done all the multiplayer trophies for Killzone Mercenaries. I have done all the base multiplayer trophies for Killzone Shadowfall. So when I'm ready to work on the platinum trophy on the single player campaign of Shadowfall, I can do it. And I'll have a platinum trophy regardless, which I think is a good thing. And I think I overheard now I've Medal of Honor 2010 and Warfighter have been announced for a trophy. Their online service shut down. And also recently I was playing Mercenaries 2 World in Flames on PS3, which, yeah, that game also has online services that were going to be cancelled permanently. So I hopped in and got as many as I could, and I didn't get all of them, but then again, the online play of Mercenaries 2 World in Flames was atrocious. So I'm not gonna really blame the player. So I'm not gonna really blame the people. Instead just blame EA, because they handled their games really terribly. And then I played a bunch of free-to-play games. And I have completed one trophy list for a free-to-play game, which was Super Bomberman Online R. Super Bomberman R Online was it? Which was the Battle Royale game? Was it? Yeah. Because I heard that game was going to have its online services cancelled. as soon as I started playing it, and I did it in time. I got all the trophies on the Super Bomberman R Online in time before the service on that cancelled permanently. And I'm already working on another online game that's shutting down soon, in like 2 weeks or so, called Spellbreak, which is a battle royale game with you and 40 other players in a big battle area, and have to be the last spell mage standing. And I'm boosting to get the 6 aftercore class items, which is needed in order to which is my last trophy before I finish the game off for good, so I can move on to other things. I may do a video on those, but who knows? But like I said, I've been taking a break from RPGs because RPGs take a lot of time to get through. They take a lot of time to record, set up, and edit, and so on. So they're kind of a nuisance to me at times, but I still enjoy them, and I look forward to doing to making myself go through more Final Fantasy crap and trashing the shit out of them, like I usually do, because I'm one of the few people that can be so on it, that can be honest with Final Fantasy games now, as opposed to like people who just completely thinks that everything about Final Fantasy games are perfect, when in reality they're not anymore. And I'm not looking forward to the future of Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. Oh boy. So that's going to do it for me for this Christmas video. Like I said, I've had a very slow year. Not a whole lot of reviews done, and it was mainly just a lot of multiplayer related stuff being done because some of the multiplayer game servers were shutting down. And in fairness, it's just with old games, and you know, with old games, with all these new ones coming out, and it's getting expensive to hold the servers for all the old ones. Yeah, it was time for some of them to have the plug pulled out and have their live support ended. And while I'm surprised some of them are still keeping going on PlayStation 3, we do know that some of them are gonna eventually die out. So this is gonna do for me for my Christmas video. I hope you enjoyed my Christmas festive video where I talk about my presents and how I'm coping and how I'm holding up. And aside from my cough, I'm holding up just fine. And I'd like to just say Merry Christmas, everybody. And have a happy and have a fantastic Happy New Year to everybody all over YouTube. And I hope to see you all in the new year. So take care of yourselves and goodbye. Bye.